What screams I'm garbage with my money? My ex was a nightmare with money. He had a good job, but his spending habits were insane. He'd buy the latest iPhone the day it came out, even though his current one was perfectly fine. He'd go on shopping sprees, buying clothes and shoes he didn't need, and then complain about being broke. He'd eat out every day, even though we had groceries at home. He'd buy expensive gadgets and then never use them. He'd go on trips he couldn't afford, and then ask me to lend him money for rent. The worst part was that he refused to budget or save. He'd get his paycheck and blow it all in a week, then live off credit cards for the rest of the month. He had no savings, no emergency fund, and was constantly in debt. I tried to help him budget and save, but he refused to listen. He'd say things like, I work hard, I deserve to treat myself. It was frustrating because I was the complete opposite. I budgeted, saved, and lived within my means. I had a decent amount of savings and was working towards paying off my student loans. Eventually, his spending habits started affecting me. He'd ask me to lend him money, and when I refused, he'd get mad. He'd expect me to pay for things because he was broke. It got to the point where I was supporting him financially, and I couldn't take it anymore. I broke up with him, and it was the best decision I ever made.